NIO's in a big spot, guys. We did break out within this nice bullish structure. Within the last video, we mentioned this is the breakout candle. We should be expecting that move to these upper price action levels. Since then, we have reached one of our first price targets, being 450. And with this positive momentum, guys, it does appear the party is not over quite yet, guys. That being said, my name is Dylan from Dylan's Trades. We're going to get straight to this technical analysis breakdown. First, going over to stem over on the weekly analysis. On the weekly analysis of NIO, guys, stock price is very beat up. And, this is the spot where historically, yes, we have to understand as a technical analyst, we are in a long-term downtrend, which does change the analysis, but we have remained very bullish over the last few weeks, guys, for a multitude of reasons. So first and foremost, we've seen NIO be incredibly respective to these upper price action levels and lower as well, right? Over here, we form a very strong double bottom pattern. We come down here, bottom out once and twice before skyrocketing from the 750 level to this $16, $17 range. We come all the way back down and then we bounce perfectly. We hold here, guys, perfectly for about 8 weeks before starting to move up. We inch up about 40% and then we knife back down. We revisit these lows. Once broken, these very obvious swing lows, what happens, guys? We get really knifed down. I mean, over the next really four or 5 months or so, just a really bad downtrend until we form a newfound support, right? We double padded the support with a nice bullish engulfing over here. We rise up pretty nicely to $6. We come down within this descending triangle. We hit this floor and then break out. We grind all the way back down to this level. We try to hold it here. We attempt to break out, rejecting 550, coming down, guys, and then we perfectly false break beneath this level. And this is what makes this very attractive, guys, is you have a lot of long-term bears, traders who are looking to short NIO. And, within this false break momentum, it appears we're going to break out the bottom of this channel. Then we knife 180, guys. We're going to see short sellers get in within these levels, and they failed, right? They failed. We go back over it. We attempt to hold this range to get another skyrocket up. We don't do that, guys. We creep right back within this zone, really just confluencing short sellers on the top of this range, attempting to get in within the rejection off here, which we did do, still squeezing over, guys. And that's really the number one thing we've noted out of the weekly analysis. We've seen 2 false breaks below these very obvious lows, guys. They gave us a lot of upside within not too long ago, right? So we're seeing that creep over these highs, guys, and we have seen the squeeze with a very quick movement. And something else that's notable is that we are breaking this pretty big descending resistance, guys. I mean, all the way centering back to these 2024 ranges, guys. I mean, we've seen this rough descending trend line in play. You could move around a little bit, guys, but it's this rough region where, whenever stock price gets to this area, establishing since here, we get knifed down, right? We grind all the way down. We get back up here. We wick out, right? We come up here. We wick out. Now we're, getting over that, guys. So there's a lot to be liked from these more advanced technical analysis techniques, which are very much accurate, but I don't think the trained eye with anyone less than a couple of years, anyone less than really 2-3 years might not see it. So a little bit of a rambling, guys, but we're seeing some very interesting, notable spots where in the past when we break these major lows, we just don't. But we've seen 2 false break attempts, which makes it very attractive. And we do like this look on the weekly analysis. So as of now, we are expecting to continue this trend. Right, we've been in this very grindy downtrend as well. Just not a lot of momentum. Now we're starting to see some decent volume step in, increasing in some meaningful bars. So on the weekly analysis, despite being very beat up in a long-term weekly downtrend, we do remain bullish on NIO here. We could reach a lot of up price action levels, being $6, $7. Wouldn't shock me at all. So with that being noted, guys, we're going to go jump over to the daily, get a little bit more of the medium-term analysis. So seeing this very beautiful structure, formulating these lower highs. Whenever we get to the area, we get shot down. We get shot down. We get shot down, right? We get shot down. And now we got very tight for about 10 days within this range, within the apex of the structure. And then we broke out, guys. And since then, we've seen a lot of green candles, a lot of momentum, and this volume indication has been picked up. We mentioned within the last video how, we've seen this gradual decrease, and now we've seen the uptick, hence this candle over here. And since then, we've seen it continue to compile. So that does look very good for the bulls. And what's also attractive is that, yes, we did start to spike up out of this, and then we started to flip a little bit red. Immediately, this got bought up. I mean, in no time. So this does appear to be a trend that can continue. This won't be a quick found trend. So we are rejecting against that 450 level as of right now. One wick over there, and then one wick a little bit over that, getting a little bit of a false break. But as of now, guys, if we get that close over 450, should be looking pretty good here. I mean, we do have this gap to fill within that 471 region. So until we go and fill this gap over here, I mean, I really don't think there's any pullback whatsoever. Looks very, very nice for the coming days to come. So that's really all we're getting out of the daily, guys. I mean, something notable is that we did have the same exact structure play out over here, which we mentioned in the last video, guys. NIO is very, very accurate with strengths. I mean, over here, we had not the same setup, but we do this big descending, respectable resistance come in. Once broken over these highs, we pushed up 20%. Nothing crazy, but this really wasn't the best setup over here, right? And then to come over here is the real meat and potato setup. You could argue this is a descending channel or whatever, but nonetheless, we see a very, very respected descending trend line with multiple touch points in play, guys. Once stock price came down to this region, we start to get thin within the apex. Once we broke over it, we've seen a very sizable movement quickly. We take a trend line to this breakout, guys. We see 90% move up within about 2 months. So this is arguably a descending triangle coming from the lows to the highs, right? From the highs to the lows until breaking out, or a descending channel. It doesn't matter, guys. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. The same thing, guys. Same theory. We break over this very obvious descending resistance and we skyrocket up, guys. 90% in price action. So we mentioned in the last video being at this green candle right over here. I mean, we're very early in this breakout, guys. Shouldn't be any reason we do not see upside. As of now, since the breakout, we have seen a 25% move up. So definitely feel there's a lot more momentum to have, at least pushing close to this $5 level over here, guys. And ultimately, of course, filling this gap. So this gap fill should be the #1 test. And then we do have a gap over here. So we'll keep this in mind as NIO continues to march up. These are very obvious constraints where we could come exactly to this level and then pause. Gaps are known to have that, especially in these kind of contexts. So with that being said, guys, go jump over to the hourly. So if you guys tuned into the last video, we suspected a bull flag to form, right? We have a massive move up. No real reason for sellers to jump in, but it does make sense where we do kind of dole out before the next movement. And we did see that, guys. We've seen this very obvious flag. Not the prettiest one in the world, but we did see this very obvious descending trend line and this other descending trend line getting, tight. Nice move up, consolidating, building energy before breaking over the top with a meaningful move up. Since then, it does appear, guys, we could do the same thing, right? We have the same descending trend line in play now with another one. So as of now, over 447, over that rough 450 zone, did get moved down a little bit, guys. We should be looking pretty damn good, man. I mean, we have another, right, potentially bull flag continuation, a nice move up. We go lower, we find a higher low into this flag, and then we break out. Nice move up. Now we go lower, find a higher low within this flag, potentially break out. Now is the question, do we sit around for a day or two, right? Staying within these constraints and playing out? I think it's pretty likely, guys. I'd say it's honestly 50-50 if we just see the clean break over 450 come Monday, Tuesday, or we hang out here for 1-2 more days for the breakout. So as of now, guys, it's really all we need to get out of the hourly. There's no need to overcomplicate things when we don't need to. Centering back to the weekly analysis, guys, we're incredibly beat up. I mean, just look at the stock, but we do feel for very many reasons that this is a good spot, guys, where we could be finding the bottom, which we typically don't like to make these bold claims, guys, as we're very, very effective on the channel and accurate, but we just got to love what we're seeing that, right? And centering back to the daily, right, we're breaking out of this nice structure, and it does appear we're pretty young within this movement. We have moved up sizably since our last video, up about, 15% or so, but I do think there's more to come. And over on the hourly, we seem to be sticking to some remnants of a bull flag continuation breakout structure, guys. So if you found any value within this video today, consider dropping a sub, drop a like, all that, guys. We'll be following NIO about 1 to 2 times per week. So with that being said, guys, we're almost at 1,000. I believe we'll hit it by the time you're seeing this video. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, man. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully I can give you guys a little bit of value. So once again, guys, take care, trade smart, and peace.